Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 4. It's Paula Bull again, hoping to guide you through this week and look at some of the upcoming assignments. So again, I'm going to go to the home page, which is here, and then I typically go to modules, and it'll land us right on the modules, but it will also show all of the content, and we are on module 4. So let's do a bit of an overview. So basically this week, your major assignment is to do your windshield survey. You're going to need to be looking at the county health ranking fact finder for next week's assignment. So I put those items in here so you could get started. But I think I went a bit over the assignment last week, but just in case we need a quick review, let me go there and I will go through what you're going to do this week. So the very first thing that you really need to focus on this week is your windshield survey. All right. So we kind of went over, I went over the first part of this data. You're going to pick a community, and I'm going to use, I actually will use Wood River because it's much smaller than Alton, Illinois, and it is more manageable. You will be doing a windshield survey of your town, city, community, basically something with geographic boundaries. So, and then you will be looking at the county in which that community lies. So Wood River is where I will do my windshield drive-through and look at all of the things on the windshield survey, which is worth 20 points. And then that will be submitted this week. So that's like you come to work, you get your assignment, and you find out you have Mrs. Smith. And Mrs. Smith is in room 1. So you go to Mrs. Smith, you look at her, you take her vital signs, then you go back to the chart and read what's been happening with her. If her vital signs are normal for her, I mean, we all have an idea what normal vital signs are, but you're going to compare it to her norm and to the norm that we know exists. So in your community, you're going to take a look at it through the windshield survey. Then you're going to go to the county health rankings and look at the community's chart. Now, you will not be able to find Wood River or city town in this chart, so you're going to have to go by county ranking at that. And then you're also going to look at demographic data through the census. So let's go through the windshield survey just a little bit more. I had started it, I think, in week 2 or 3, and I know I got through the first part, but I want to kind of just give you an overview. And as I mentioned in earlier weeks, you want to drive through the community, and you need to drive through the community in a different lens than you would like if you just went out to go to the store. So as soon as my Word document opens up, we'll be able to get going. And when you do that, let me see if it's going to open. There we go. So you're going to be looking at, things. You're going to look at the people, because what do the people tell us about the community? They tell us, the demographics. They tell us, is this a rich community? Is this poor? Is it rich and poor? Is there a leash law? Are they safe? Are they playing dice on the corner? And then let us know where the community is located. And please try to do sentences on this. Who is on the street? Women, men, children. Rather say female and male residents and school-aged, adult age, adults and children, elderly people. Please try to think as globally and as wide as you can. So, and then here is your community. I mean, you'll find that if you just look up Google your community. Are there any geographic features that may cause risk or harm? Well, we live on the fault line. We also have, in the natural environment, we have the river, so we're subjected to floods. There are flat areas that could be subjected to tornadoes. And then you're going to look at the built environment, because what industries do we have? Well, we have ConocoPhillips, which, should we have a war or disaster, that they put out emissions. They also would be a target for a terrorist group because of that. We also have over at Scott Air Force Base a huge target, and in St. Louis we have defense mapping. So we're kind of sitting in the middle of a good place for somebody to terrorize. Could the industries pose health risks? Are the roads adequate and marked? Are there bike paths? Are there sidewalks? Are pedestrian crossings well marked? Do the residents have parks and places for recreational activity? And I think I talked about this state of the housing, and then you're going to look at what's available. So you've got a community and you've got all kinds of people. Are there hospitals, doctors' offices? Take a look in the phone book. Are there, do you see evidence of urgent care clinics, of people to access health care in the case of illness or injury? And how would they get there? If you're, how do the people without cars get to healthcare, food, and social service? And what are the schools like? Are there churches? What kinds of churches? Is this a mix of faiths, or is this predominantly a Catholic community or a Protestant community or a Christian community? Are there Jewish temples? Are there synagogues and mosques? So, and is there a full service grocery store? And then what are the public protections like fire, EMS, and are they within the community? And is there evidence of health promotion, no smoking signs, community gardens? What do you see? Probably a lot now you're going to see wearing masks. So, and is there evidence of potential social detractors from health and well-being? Bars, gambling, gaming, smoke shops. I don't know if tattoo parlors would be in there, but I'm throwing that in there. And is there evidence of services that are appropriate to the culture and ethnicity of the makeup? Or is there evidence of safety-related issues like graffiti and gangs? And then so you're going to come up with about a 3-sentence summary of your overall community assessment. And you're going to look at what did you see when you looked at it? How did the view differ from what you viewed in the past? And then what factors within the community contribute to healthy living and what factors detract from healthy living? And that will be the summary of your windshield survey. Then you're going to go to back to the module here, and you're going to go to the county health rankings right here at the University of Wisconsin. All right. And if you look here, this will explain what outcomes are tracked, and you can go further if you click this link, and it will explain those outcomes, how to move with data to action. And you can explore your state, but instead of doing that, if you explore the health rankings, it'll tell you all about the measures and data sources. Whoops. So when you explore the model, if you click, there's an interactive model where if you click here, it'll tell you what's contained in there. Do notice that length of life is 50% of health outcomes, but also quality of life. So it's not just living longer, it's how does that quality of life affect us? And then going back to the main page, here is where you will find your county health rankings and roadmaps. So you enter in your like Madison County, you're going to have to enter the states here, and then when you search it, it will pull it up. And one of the things I want you to look at, how come I didn't come from Madison, Illinois? Okay, here we go, Madison, Illinois. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to scroll down here. Okay, so here's the snapshot of the county. And you will see here that adult smoking, well, let's do health behaviors. Adult smoking is at 16%. And let's look at adult obesity. All right, so you've got, this is what the county health rankings are. This is the trend. Red trend means it's decreasing, not good. Yellow trend means it's staying about the same, but that is a warning. And then green means it's improving. So you don't need to worry about the error of margin. But the top U.S. performers, here's their ratings. But this is the statistic right here that you will pay particular attention to. How does your county compare to the rest of Illinois? So looking at adult obesity, Madison County is 37%. The state of Illinois is 30%, so it's far worse. Looking at physical activity, we're at 24%. This shows that we're declining, and all of Illinois is at 22. So looking at alcohol impaired driving deaths, we're at 34. This must be an improvement for us, whereas the rest of Illinois is at 32. A statistic by itself means nothing unless you can compare it to a norm or an expected norm. So this is where you will be looking in your patient's chart, i.e. the community, for the assignment that you're going to do next week. So going back to this week, in Module 4, you have the windshield survey due, and you also have the discussion question. Here is the overview, and I encourage you to go through this of your population health project, because this is going to be something that you do through modules 4 to 7. And it'll talk about, you're going to look at your patient and do that windshield survey. Next week, you're going to look at those findings and analyze them and look and see what programs are there to address them. Module 6, you're going to consider this and draft your PowerPoint. And then module 7, you're going to put it all together and you're going to figure out what all of this means and come up with a possible intervention or talk about the problems. I hope you have a good week. If you have any questions, please email, text, or call me. I am here to make you successful. Have a good week.